Food preservation. Introduction of food preservation. Most foods are highly perishable and need to be subjected to a number of processes if its shelf life has to be extended. Without adequate processing, foods cannot be stored indefinitely. On food contamination and spoilage, that most foods are easily decomposed mainly by microbial action and natural changes taking place in food. Once the food handler is familiar with the principles underlying food contamination and spoilage, he or she will be able to handle food correctly and extend its keeping quality. Definition of food preservation. All methods used for processing food are based upon the general principles or retarding the cause of spoilage, microbial decomposition, enzymatic and non-enzymatic chemical reactions, and damage from mechanical causes. The basic principles of food preservation are: food is preserved basically to extend its consumer in a wholesome state. Since the gap between production and consumption is large, varying from a few years to 1 to 20 years, all food handlers should understand the basic principles on which food preservation is based. These principles are based on creating conditions to keep microorganisms away from food and destroying those that are present in food by creating unfavorable conditions. The following principles are involved: preventing spoilage caused by microorganisms by restriction of access of microorganisms to food, inhibiting the growth of microorganisms already present in food, inactivation of the microorganisms in food, avoiding natural chemical changes in food brought about by oxidation, ripening, enzymes, etc., preventing physical changes to food during transportation by pests, etc. Methods of food preservation. Keeping microorganisms away from food. Foods that has to be processed should be of good quality with the protective covering intact. Before it is packaged, both the kind and number of microorganisms present on food need to be known before the time and processing temperature are ascertained. Loose wrappers, cotton, hermetically sealed containers, along with sanitary conditions in the slaughterhouse, dairy market, etc., can largely help in keeping out microorganisms. Removal of microorganisms from food. Microorganisms present in food can be removed by washing and trimming solid food. Surface microorganisms present on fruits and vegetables from the soil can be removed by washing provided the washing provided with wash water is clean and moisture content does not increase. Use of low temperature. Low temperature preserve food by retarding chemical reactions, enzymatic action, and growth and activity of microorganisms. At low temperatures, microorganisms are not killed, and since no food is sterile, the microorganisms present in and on the food will multiply once the temperatures become favorable. Refrigeration or chilling. Temperatures of 1 degree Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius prevent food from spoiling for short periods. Low temperature merely retards the decay of food, but frozen foods kept at minus degree Celsius preserve food for a year, and at minus 20 degrees Celsius food can be preserved for up to 2 years. They need to be consumed by the best before.
The relative humidity in refrigerator storage is another important factor that need to be controlled. A low humidity results in loss of moisture, shrinkage in fruits and vegetables. A high humidity favors surface spoilage by microorganisms. Cook chill. In this system, the food is cooked in the kitchen in advance and rapidly chilled and stored at 0 degrees Celsius to 3 degrees Celsius. Precautions for cooked chill foods. Food should be properly cooked to destroy microorganisms and complete the cooking processes. The chilling temperature of 3 degrees Celsius must be reached within half an hour after cooking. While distributing cooked chill food, temperature should be as low as possible. Freezing. Food is preserved for a longer time by reducing its temperature to 18 degrees Celsius or lower. At this temperature, water present in the food is converted to ice and microbial growth stops. However, the texture of some food is adversely affected. If properly stored, frozen food has a longer shelf life of 3 to 12 months. Vegetables, fruits, fish, poultry can be preserved in this way. Food is quickly frozen by using any one of this equipment, creating anaerobic conditions. Vacuum cooking. It is a form of cooked chill using a combination of processes. The food is first sealed in a plastic bag. It is then cooked by steam and quickly chilled in the ice chamber. Ice water. It is done by many types of catering establishments, creating a vacuum. Removal if oxygen can stop growth of microorganisms. This can be done by packing food in airtight containers or vacuum packing of food as in a canned food. Vacuum packing. Vacuum packing or prepared good in vacuum packs or specially plastic pouches is an excellent means of preserving food. Vacuum packing food does not get oxidized. There is a minimal weight loss or drip and once packed, chance for cross contamination is reduced. Use of high temperature. High temperature destroys microorganisms by denaturation of cell proteins and inactivation of enzyme needed by their metabolism. At temperature above 63 degrees Celsius, bacteria stop multiplying, and as the temperature increases, they are gradually destroyed. Removal of moisture from food. Microorganism needs moisture for their growth. If the food is dried or dehydrated, if the moisture is extracted from the food, there will be no spoilage by bacteria, yeast or molds. Moisture can be removed by sun drying, mechanical dryers, spray or roller dryers or freeze dryers. Controlled atmosphere storage. When fruits and vegetables are harvested, they are still and respire, using up oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide, water vapors, and heat. The faster the rate of respiration, the quicker the ripening process. The ripening rate can be reduced by lowering the temperature, reducing available oxygen, increasing the carbon dioxide concentration. Preservation by fermentation. Select microorganisms acts on certain foods such as milk, soya beans, cereals, pulses, and cabbage and give it distinctive taste, better acceptance, higher value, and a longer shelf life. When food are fermented by select bacterial action, new food products are formed. The distinctive taste, texture, and aroma that develops is due to the formation of acid, mainly lactic acid and alcohol, which also helps to preserve the food. The preservative effect of these substances is generally supplemented by one or more methods of preservation if the shelf life is to be extended. Preservation of radiation. Radiation of various frequencies ranges from low frequency microwave to high frequency gamma rays are being used to preserve various food. Radiation can be classified into two categories on either side of the light spectrum: low frequency, high frequency. Advantages of food preservation. Food preservation has the following advantages. Food preservation prevents the food from being spoiled by the action of enzyme and microorganism. Food preservation increases the safe storage method of foodstuff. It increases the availability of out of season foodstuff. It increases the availability of various foodstuff even at distant and not easily approachable places. In other words, it makes the transportation of the food material easier. Food preservation makes up for the deficiencies in the food. Disadvantages of food preservation. Causes food poisoning with poor storage. Prolonged use of food containing preservatives can be dangerous to human health. Alters the food flavors, causes loss of some nutrients, changes the texture and color of some foods. Thank you.